Federal officials are still searching for a motive in the Nashville bombing on Christmas Day, as new video shows the moment of the explosion. Federal authorities identified the bomber as 63-year-old Anthony Quinn Warner. CBS News correspondent Mola Lenghi is near the blast site in Nashville with the latest.
Surveillance video captured the sheer power of the Christmas morning blast, which brought downtown Nashville to a grinding halt. Yesterday, the FBI named 63-year-old Tennessee resident Anthony Quinn Warner as the bomber. According to a law enforcement bulletin obtained by CBS News, agents found a note while searching Warner's house that led them to a witness. That witness told the FBI they spoke to Warner about a week before the bombing, and that Warner gave them his car, saying he had cancer and didn't need it anymore. Gloves and a beanie hat were found in that car, and DNA from those items were used to match the DNA gathered from the remains at the scene.
We're still following leads, but right now there is no indication that any other persons were involved.
At least 3 others were injured in the blast. These 6 brave officers rushed to the scene that morning, saving lives.
Probably about 5 minutes after we're there, I'd say that the timer then started counting down.
Officer Tyler Llewellyn was the first to arrive, charging into harm's way as the RV eerily played the song Downtown by Petula Clark over a loudspeaker. It played in between minutes, counting down the bomb's imminent explosion.
We essentially made contact with, I believe, 6, 7 apartments and asked them to evacuate.
The explosion happened. I saw this huge fireball in the sky, at least twice as tall as our building.
Among those rescued were Noel and Jeffrey Rasmussen and their 2 children. They ran out just minutes before the RV exploded outside their building.
I'm just so grateful that they were so insistent. I mean, if they'd kind of just, walked up and down the hall and said everyone evacuate and left, I mean, we probably would have slept through.
This video shows Officer James Wells walking away from the RV just seconds before the explosion. He said God told him to check on fellow officer Amanda Topping just down the street.
So I turn around and start walking in the opposite direction, and then 3 seconds later, boom. So, I'm not going to shy away from that, because that's what saved my life. That's what got me to see my kids and my wife on Christmas.
Authorities have not yet determined a motive, but they are looking at all possibilities, including trying to access a hard drive that may have belonged to Warner. They're also looking at credit card records, which preliminarily show the purchases for chemical precursors, material that may have been used to create a homemade bomb. But at this point, it does appear that he acted alone. Mola Lenghi, CBS News, Nashville.